Just a few days ago, I talked a lot about localizers and how they're running wild in entertainment, changing anything they feel like that they find to be too offensive or outdated in games and manga, and I was initially very excited to hear that Persona games were headed to Xbox and PC. I love Persona, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well, but unfortunately, being excited doesn't mean that things are going to turn out well, because we've all come to find out that an extremely sketchy translator was selected as the localization coordinator for these games. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So I wanted to start off with this Sankaku Complex article. It says questionable translator selected as Persona Xbox and PC port localization coordinator. So, it says a localizer with a less than favorable reputation has been selected to be the localization coordinator for various Persona games slated to come to Xbox and PC, prompting many to be concerned as the individual supports altering the source material for the sake of a political agenda. Now, when I was live streaming the Xbox and Bethesda Summer Game Fest event, they announced this, and I, on stream, was very excited. Everyone in my chat seemed to be very excited. We all were watching the event. We saw Persona pop up. But unfortunately, a lot of that excitement now is gone, because why do they need a localization coordinator or a localization team in general for these games? They're already translated to English. It says the Atlas West Twitter account announced that Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable are being ported to Xbox consoles and PC. It says they release on October 21st. Now, this is the problem, because the person who was chosen to be this localization coordinator unfortunately has a pretty terrible track record. They've supported the altering of source material in the past. They also are behind one of the worst cases of localization alterations that I've talked about with 13 Sentinels. So Katrina, a localizer with a history of sketchy decisions, drew attention to the fact that she was selected to act as the localization coordinator for these ports. She decided to retweet the Atlas West post and said, "So excited to announce that I'm the localization coordinator for the release of P3P and P4G on Xbox and Windows," and she instantly faced backlash. A lot of people were commenting on her thread saying, "Why were you chosen? Why is this even needed? And what are you going to change?" Okay, a lot of people do not trust this individuals, but localizers in general. I am going to start calling them vocalizers. I think that these vocalizers running rampant in these industries is terrible. Companies need to look at what they're doing and rein them in, because they just end up ruining the content like this. I am not planning at this point in time on playing these games on Xbox and Windows until I know for a fact that there was nothing changed in them. I lost a lot of my excitement after I found out that Katrina here was behind them. It says the localizer asserts that she will only be making sure everything gets into the port okay and adjusting any button prompts or terminology for the new platform. Now, if this person didn't have a bad track record, I would say, you know what, okay, I believe them, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But unfortunately, this is someone who has supported the changes that have happened with other vocalizers just like her, with the situation with Oda Konoko. English localizers turn Oda Konoko into a transgender female in the new manga. She unfortunately supported this change. It says the questionable Katrina ignored all of the presented evidence and offered her full support for turning a feminine boy into a transgender girl, proceeding to turn off notifications and threatening to block anyone who disagrees. She even said that this translator has done their homework, consulted with trans people, and are working hard to make sure it's as accurate as possible to the source material. But the fact that they are changing the character's backstory isn't actually making sure they're doing everything as accurate as possible to the source material. Katrina has supported vocalizers like this in the past, and if we go on over to this archive, if we look at the game credits that Katrina is known for, it says Localization, Catherine Full Body, Persona 5, Royal, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and one of the worst situations that I've talked about, 13 Sentinels. Unfortunately, 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, English translation changes more than expected. This is not someone who has only ever been behind maybe one project that's been altered or changed around. This person goes on social media, attacks anyone that disagrees with her. She supports vocalizers, other vocalizers, and she was behind the translation for 13 Sentinels. It says diligent individuals sifting through the English and Japanese versions of this game have discovered that the English translation is more butchered than initially led on, a turn of events that critics were likely expecting ever since the revelation of it rewriting a cross-dresser character. So these are the things that this individual is behind. They were also the one behind Higurashi When They Cry and the Big Brother translation controversy. I can't believe that this is the individual that was chosen for these absolutely amazing titles. Now, maybe when Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5 come to Xbox and PC, maybe nothing will be changed. That would be the best case scenario, because then I would support them, because they're not altered, they're not changed around, and this person did keep their word that, I'm not here to really change anything, I'm just here to make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible. But at this point in time, I really don't trust them. I really don't believe that nothing is going to be changed, and this is who was selected as the localization coordinator for these ports. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.